Okay, we're back. Gran Turismo Sport. Back doing some multiplayer. I know the last few races that we did were all single-player stuff, but we're going to do a little bit of multiplayer. Just the daily race B. It's only a 4-lap race at Autopolis. These are roughly 2-minute laps, so it's only going to be about an 8-minute midget, roughly, give or take, with a little bit of fluff on either end. But it's a Group 4 race, and I'm in the Group 4 Honda NSX. And full disclosure, we're doing this commentary after the fact. I typically prefer to do my commentary live. I think it makes it more interesting, and it adds a layer of difficulty, which, you know, I kind of think is cool. But rolling start. And here we go. Let's see if anybody takes us out in turn one. Does some dive bombing. Looks like we all get through turn one fairly safely. Which it's a little bit easier to do when you're qualify a little bit better when you're deep in the pack. It gets real crowded and real nasty sometimes in turn one. Typically the only time you get taken out in turn one if you qualify up at the sharp end of the grid is when some maniac comes from behind full blast and deliberately or otherwise misses his braking and just plows into everybody and does Gran Turismo bowling. But everybody's at this end seems pretty straightforward. I go a little bit wide, miss this apex. Not a huge deal, so he gains a little bit of time on me there. But it's early days yet, you know. And it looks like, yeah, he goes a little bit wide, goes 2 off there and hecks up a little bit. He's out of rhythm, the car's unsettled, there's pickup on the tire, so he's fighting to get his grip back. So I see that this guy's not infallible. Woof! And that dude he's ready. He almost hit me there. He's gunning for me. He is right on my ass there. So at least the top 3 is a pretty tight battle here. I gained on the dude ahead of me a little bit, and the guy behind me is right in scratching distance of my trunk too. So we're all in each other's slipstream pretty much. Yeah, he's 4/10 back, and I'm 2/10 back from the leader. So it's a pretty tight battle, but everything's clean so far. So far being the operative word. Boop, and a little bit of tap. A little bit of tap from that cheeky monkey. So, fair enough. At least he doesn't push me off the road. It's incidental contact. He barely touched me, so it's all good. So he gets by. Down in P3 now. So I'm going backwards. A little bit of a drift. I lifted there. Didn't want to hit him. Trying to race as cleanly as I can. So now I got to fight my way up from 3rd instead of from 2nd now. I'm just kind of hoping at this point that these two guys are going to make some mistakes and battle each other and maybe take each other out. We'll see how that plays out. Looks like Orlando is definitely got having some grip issues, but nothing too crazy. But now I'm just kind of in catch-up mode because I'm like 8/10 back, 9/10. At this point, I'm going to be out of the slipstream range on the front straight, which I don't want to. If I lose that little gap, you know, then I won't be able to pull into him in turn 1. So I'm trying to just keep within striking distance, and plus at the same time keep P4 back. And he's 2 seconds back, 2.3, so he clearly made an error, went wide. I'm out of the slipstream range, so I'm not going to be able to pull any on him this time, but clearly 4 and 5 are in a battle, or messed up. Whoever's in P13 there just looks like he never started. Just fully ghosted out. But now they're side by side. They're battling hard, which is going to slow them up, which does slow them up. And now look at them. I'm right on their bumper. Boom! And I get back by P27. So, back in P2. Back trying to run down this leader and see if I can't get him to keep making mistakes, and also got to keep this P27DZ guy behind me. He's kind of dangerously quick. Not dangerous in that he's, you know, I'm not worried about him running me off the road. He seems like he's racing hard but clean. But he's definitely always a danger of passing me. So I take a little defensive line there deliberately because I know that dude behind me, which it looks like I've pulled about a second on him, 1.2 now, so he must have made an error because he was way closer than that. He's lost over a second on me. Oof, and there he goes. Orlando just really hecked up, got sideways, almost went off. So he's having trouble at that corner right there. And it looks like he got a half-second penalty for probably track limits, which is kind of weird because he didn't really go that far off, but whatever. I'm not going to argue. I've had way more than my fair share of unfair penalties lobbed at me by the great Gran Turismo penalty overlords. So I'm in P1 slipstream, and he's got a penalty. So it's looking like I'm probably going to make it by this dude if I don't heck up too badly. And meanwhile, I've allowed the guy in third place. That dude's just, I guess he's just in the shadow realm. So I get by. But yeah, P2 has closed up, but it looks like I got by Orlando, and I'm leading. And it's the final lap. So try not to get too elated. Your emotions will screw you up if you get all happy about being in the lead on the final lap, because that can and definitely will be taken away from you, either from your own mistake or from a guy behind you ramming you off. I had that happen a couple of races ago where I was in the lead. I was clearly in the lead. I was winning on merit, and a guy just plowed into me and deliberately ran me off the road. It was infuriating. But it looks like Orlando's really coming back. He's battling back. He's trying to get his position back. Even though he's about to serve his penalty, he's definitely not giving up, which that's a good sign. That's exactly what you want to do when you're in this position. You don't ever give up, because it's seen it happen way too many times where the leader screws up or something happens where you can get a position or two back. So you don't ever give up, even if it looks hopeless. But until you get to a certain point where, but then you try not to quit a multiplayer race, because if you rage quit, it will affect your driver points, I believe. I'm not sure if it'll affect your sportsmanship rank, but it'll definitely affect your driver rank. But we are too close to the finish line now, and there we go. We just crossed the finish line in first place, and that is my... shame to admit it, that's my very first multiplayer win. It's an accomplishment. It's not nothing, that's for sure. The game's, 2 years old, so the only people that are still playing Gran Turismo at this point are pretty good. It's not like, it's a bunch of people out there who don't really care about the game. Anybody that's still playing the game after this much time has gone by kind of knows what they're doing and isn't easy to beat. But that's it. It feels good, man. A win. The first win. The cherry has been popped. Hopefully there'll be some more coming my way. And with that, I will bid you adieu. I know that one's short, but I just wanted to post my first win, even though it wasn't live commentary. But thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.